Hello, this is HT Wingnut, and today I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of the new Sager NP2840 laptop based on the Clevo W840SU-T. T stands for touch. I think this is one of Clevo's first touchscreen offerings. This unit was provided to me by LPC-Digital. Thank you, Larry. And basically to evaluate and provide benchmarks and feedback and a full review for folks at NBR and whoever else is interested in watching and reading the review. So here we go on to the basic overview of the machine. The casing itself, the lid at least, and the chassis, that part of the chassis, is like a brushed aluminum. It's almost got like a bluish hue to it, but it's grayish blue. Very nice. You can hear the grain on this part is pretty apparent. You can feel it. Got the Sager logo. The hinge on this thing is actually pretty sturdy, which is good considering it's a touchscreen. There's no latch, but it's a hefty lid. I'll try to just do this with one hand. So you can see that the screen is a glossy screen. It's got the capacitive touchscreen to it. I'm not sure what resolution camera that is, but I will be sure to find out. The keyboard itself, nothing special, but it's not backlit either. It seems pretty solid, though. I'll give it a thorough test, but overall doesn't look like it's too squishy or anything. It feels pretty solid. The key travels pretty good. Touchpad, the grain from the aluminum carries over into the touchpad. It's got individual clicker buttons here, power button up here, speaker bar across here. I'll be sure to give that all a full evaluation. Let me close this up. Let's take a look at the ports on this thing. On the left hand side, you've got the Kensington lock port, microphone or audio in, headphone, audio out, and then your vent over here for the CPU. And then it looks some vents over here going onto the front. Nothing really here except for LED indicator lights. Looks like your power charging one, your battery, your airplane mode, and hard drive indicator. Over on the right side, you've got the card reader, two USB 3.0 ports, HDMI port, Ethernet port, and a power port. So in total you only get two USB ports. It seems like that there should have been room on the other side for an additional one, but it's a nitpick there. Nothing on the back except for the battery. Underneath, in typical Sager or Clevo fashion, they have access panel. Actually, this one has two panels to access the components inside, but they're real easy to access. I already removed the screws to show you, so I can show you the inside of this machine. I'll go ahead and remove the battery. I'll try to do this with one hand, just to be safe. Slide off the panel, and there's the part of the guts, and here's the other part of the guts. Alright, what we have here, there's the CPU. It's an embedded CPU, which means it's soldered to the motherboard. It's the Intel i7 4500U 18 watt CPU with the integrated graphics HD 4400. So it's a ULV CPU, which should garner decent battery life. An interesting thing here is you see, well, first we'll look at the, there's the heat pipe, goes all the way to the heat sink here. The fan, small fan, but it doesn't need to cool a whole lot. The interesting thing though is this pad here, looks like it's designed for a dedicated GPU, and then the RAM, video RAM as well. So I don't know if Clevo still has plans on offering a version of this with a dedicated GPU, or if it's something that they abandoned. I don't know what, but it's interesting to see that there. I think the fan, we'll test the thermal performance of this, but maybe this fan isn't sufficient enough to cool both. But even if you had like a NVIDIA GeForce 730M or something, it might actually not be too bad. Those run pretty cool. The 2 RAM slots, the CPU supports dual channel RAM for the CPU and the GPU, which is good. This comes with 16 gigs of DDR3 1600. We got the Wi-Fi card, the Intel 802.11ac 7260 card. It's got a slot here for mSATA. There's the screw to attach it. And then you've got a regular SATA slot. And this one comes with a Crucial M500 240 gig SSD in it. And the other interesting thing is, it clearly looks like there's a spot here for an additional mSATA card, but unfortunately there is nothing, no connector. See if I can get some decent light down there, or anything for that to connect to. So I'm not sure what their intention there was, or if they're planning on sharing this chassis with a different model, or what's going on there. You can see the system battery as well. So overall, there's the inside and all the ports and everything. Now we'll do an overall size comparison. Let me get these out. Well, actually, let me do this. I'm going to reassemble this with the battery and the panels. Lock. Show you how easy it is. I'll forego the screws. Slide that in place, slide this in place, and voila. We'll go ahead and check the weight of this unit, and I've got my handy scale here. Go ahead and turn it on, let's go down. Oops. And go ahead and throw this on there. 4 pounds, 10.5 ounces. So there you have that. And then the power adapter, which is a 65 watt 19 volt power adapter. And I forgot to show the battery, but I believe it's a 44.6 watt hour battery. This weighs 8.2 ounces, so together 4 pounds 10 ounces plus 8.2 ounces, you're looking at a little over 5 pounds for both the adapter and the laptop itself. In addition, I've got a couple other laptops here to compare size with. Actually, let's do the before we do size, I'm going to do a thickness measurement. One of the selling features to this guy is that it's under 1 inch. I'll try to do this with one hand, bear with me. I needed to hire a neighbor kid to have him hold the camera for me in the future. I'm going to take a calipers to this. It's the thickest part of the notebook. And it's about 23 mils thick. If you take it on the bumpers, which I guess however you want to look at it, whoops. It's about 26, 27 mils thick. For size comparison, I've got 2 other laptops here. I've got the Sager's NP2840 or the Clevo W840SU-T, which has the quad-core 37 watt or 47 watt socketed CPUs, as well as the GTX 765M dedicated GPU, 1080p screen. It's a 13.3 inch screen as opposed to 14 inch on this one. But I'll go ahead and hold these up, compare for size comparison. You can see this 2840 laptop is significantly thinner. It's almost like 60% the height of the other one, so thickness is definitely good. And let me not drop these. Then I also have an Acer V5 122p, which comes with a AMD A6 1450 quad-core CPU. It's their low voltage CPU as well. But it's only an 8-watt CPU. So this is an 11.6-inch screen, but you can see the bezel surrounding it is pretty thick, so it's really about the size of a 13-inch notebook. So they call it 11.6-inch because of the screen. I guess it is slightly smaller than a 13-inch, but it is definitely thinner. We'll go ahead and do a size comparison here. And overall, they're about the same thickness. We hold one on top of the other. I guess it is closer to 11.6 inch. Oh, what happened there to the focus? There we go. So there we have that. I plan on doing a full write-up review on this laptop here, and I plan on doing a comparison performance-wise with the dual-core i5-4200M and this Sega 7330, which is their 35-watt dual core, or 37-watt, sorry, dual core, and also comparing it with the quad-core CPU in here, which is the AMD, but it's 8-watt, really low voltage, and I expect that this performance of this to fall in somewhere between this and this, and overall both CPU, and also we'll test the GPU as well for light gaming, probably as an option. And then also this comes with Windows 8. I have 8.1 on here now, and because of the touchscreen, I'll be giving that a little bit of a focus on that as well. I haven't spent a lot of time with the touchscreen laptop, but hoping to give my feedback on that as well. Anyhow, thanks for listening.